Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. We knew that it was going to happen when the Titans move into their brand new stadium, but the team just made it official a little while ago that in 2023, the Titans will be going away from the natural surface and will be adding artificial surface. In fact, it is actually considered organic synthetic turf, which in part is supposed to be better for injuries. He is considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of our time, and he is going to the Pro Bowl. Tyler Huntley is officially replacing Josh Allen in the Pro Bowl. Also, Derek Carr and Trevor Lawrence will be going to the Pro Bowl as well, because that event couldn't be more comical. And for all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday. We're rocking and rolling. Beautiful day in the Music City.
No, it's not a beautiful
Yes, it is.
day in the Music City. Get out of here with that. All of these parents right now. Williamson County Schools closed again tomorrow.
Yes,
Davidson, they were a late go today,
They
right?
were late. I wonder will they get canceled up.
I'm not
for
sure.
tomorrow.
Wilson, I know everywhere else was closed. So there are parents everywhere
Yes,
in our counties
there
that
are.
are like, Lord, help us all.
Go to school.
If I show up
Lord, help us all.
tomorrow, if I show up tomorrow in the same attire, you guys don't judge, because I may be at a hotel somewhere and I just didn't make plans.
Hey.
Just didn't make the right plans.
Hey,
So
Hunk, you
what?
gotta
So
manage.
there's gonna be ice, snow, all that again tomorrow.
Hunk's right on top of that, Rose.
Yeah, the conversation is that the rain is supposed to start back again around 5 and 6 o'clock, that it's going to dip below
Tonight?
freezing. Yes. And that there's a potential that once it does get below freezing, that because of the road temperatures, that they could turn into ice. Driving up, I already saw some trucks that were already making sure to throw some de-icer down, so I don't know how effective it will actually be, but yeah.
Well, it won't be effective if the rain washes it off.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I'm just letting you know what I saw on the way up here.
Okay, well, thank you, Hunk. We
I'm on top of
appreciate
that, Rose.
Well, guess what, people? We still got a lot to get into today.
Well,
because
people,
Senior
hang
Bowl.
in there.
Yeah, Senior
Hang in
Bowl
there.
taking place, man. You can all listen. You're out of school, Babsy.
I know.
You can
These
listen
kids-
to us.
That is true. You can
More
listen to us.
time.
We'll keep it clean today.
That's right. Kids.
No, we won't.
Kids can listen.
Yes, the hell. I'm kidding. Yes, the heck we will.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Classic
that is
player.
Dog Davenport. Babsy's in the building.
What's up? So, we were at basketball practice last night. Had my 11-year-old team rocking it, 4th and 5th graders, rocking it at basketball practice. So we have a little bit of an issue with our boys with like defense and blocking out and that whole rebounding thing. You know, it's and it gets me. It gets me. Like, I can't handle it. I'm
irks your
like,
nerves.
you have to block out.
Yeah.
Put a body on somebody. Well, so what did I do, Hunk? I brought an expert
Rory Green.
to the gym.
6'8".
You got it.
Power forward.
Brought the ring.
That guy.
Ron Slay.
Ron Slay came and taught my
Y'all
kids how to
better buckle up,
rebound.
'cause this car ain't got no roof.
And it was
Yes.
awesome. And they were so excited. And then he even threw down a dunk at the end, which I was a little worried. I thought he was going to, like, pull something or tear something.
Guess what, Babsy? 23
Did you hurt
pounds
after
ago?
that?
No, 23 pounds ago, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah.
But now, I'm telling y'all right now, soon as I get to 255, 260, you can expect I'm back to my vertical stand under the rim straight up dunk.
You wouldn't even let that one kid get the ball. You just kept swatting it away as you were standing behind
Because
it.
guess what, Hunk?
It's teaching.
Yeah, like if everything was easy, everyone would do it.
That's right.
Defense and rebounding, you got to have effort and energy to do those things, man. So you got to lock in, control what you can control, and that's the detail. So they finally got it, man, and then they start cheering each other along.
Yes, which
That was
that
really
was
good.
beautiful. See,
Yeah,
Slay
man.
wasn't just like a X's and O's coach. He was like a see, here's the thing. Like, they don't want to listen to me. They're 4th and 5th grade boys. They're like, we're not listening to her. Give me a break.
And guess
You know,
what?
they have no idea that I used to be a heck of an athlete and would have out-rebounded all of them, you know.
They're foolish not to know that,
That's
though,
right.
Babsy.
That's right.
But on the other end, I will say, shout out to the other team down there on the other end trying to get some work in. They were a little jealous. I saw it in their eyes. I saw the twinkle in their eye.
Yes.
Like, man, we ain't got Slay to come work with us. Nope. Babsy
Well,
can only pull that card out.
Apparently, their coach is a huge Tennessee fan, and you are one of his favorite VFLs. So,
Hey. Oh, well, okay. Well, I
so
didn't know
that's
that.
probably why.
Oh, well, that makes sense. You just rubbed it in on them, Babsy. Yeah.
Yep. Well, his son was like, "Oh, hey Thatcher, how'd you do rebounding against that big guy?" You know, and his dad was like, "That big guy is former SEC Player of the Year."
That's very true.
Ron
That's right.
Slay. That's who that is.
That's right,
so.
man. So, hey, I
Anyway,
love the
so
kids.
appreciate you coming out
No
to
doubt,
do
Babsy.
that. But the reason I told that story was because those kids found out they didn't have school. Like,
Oh, yeah.
right while we were at practice.
Yeah.
And you'd have thought that there was like a huge, massive party that just started. The whole gym erupts. They're
was
like
chaos.
so excited. Yes. So all you parents out there, we feel your pain.
Yeah.
We're
no
here
doubt about
for
it.
you. You get another day, at least in Williamson County tomorrow, of kids. So hang in there. Listen to 3HL. We'll help you get through it.
I had a public service announcement because I knew the kids would be listening today. Yeah, but I forgot what it was though, Hunk, so it don't even matter. But it was. I just know, like kids, it's important to stay on schedule also. So what you got to know is, I told Lil Ron last night when I got in, like, hey man, they said you ain't got school tomorrow. At this time, it's about 8:30 now. At 8:30, all games go off. You get an opportunity to play it if he does his homework from 6:30 to 8:30. Play his games, be on his phone, iPad, whatever you got to do. 8:30 it goes off, Babsy. I'm strict. I'm running a tight ship around here. I ain't playing around, man. It's almost like boot camp. So at 8:30, I holler upstairs like, hey, Ron. No, I said, no, what? I said, Slay Jr., what you up there doing? He's like, playing the game. I'm like, is the game supposed to be on at 8:30? He was like, no, it's not. I said, aha. He said, but there's no school. So right then, with school being out, y'all done threw my whole boot camp off, man, during the week. So now, again, tonight, boot camp will be thrown off again. So it's going to take me time to get things back on track. Y'all hurting me. Parents, if y'all need to sign a petition, I'll start it. We used to walk to school in the snow and ice. We might need to send these kids on their way,
With
man.
no shoes on.
No shoes on, sandals.
right.
Hey, man, but yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I hope everybody got some water and bread and peanut butter and jelly and stuff like
Milk.
that. Milk.
Yeah,
Gotta have cereal.
all
You
those
be all right.
things.
You be all right.
In the meantime,
In between time.
Peace.
That is.
Blaine and Mickey have now changed that entire wording every time.
They show
I think
everybody
of
goes
them.
with that.
I know. So, just like in the building, anytime
right.
someone says in the building, I
Yep.
do it in Ron Slay's voice. Watching practice at the Senior Bowl, I'm like, it looks like beautiful
Yeah,
there. Sun
good and sunny.
shining and there was blue skies. And
Yep.
then you look outside here and it's just dark and
Great.
dingy. And obviously,
dingy.
I'm sorry, it's a little dingy. Dingy. Somebody's making smoked brisket chili, and I am
Oh.
jealous. Yeah. So,
Where?
I don't know. It was in our chat.
Oh, my
somewhere.
gosh.
Sorry,
Man, now
I
that's
just glanced at it.
woo, shout out to those. Shout out to the brisket chili cookers out there, crock pot users.
Yeah.
This is perfect 2 days for you guys.
So we have a huge contingency at
Mm-hmm.
the Senior Bowl. Ramon, Kayla, and Will this morning actually
right.
got to talk to Max Duggan.
Yeah.
Which I loved that kid. So I chatted with him the COVID year. I was supposed to work their bowl game for TCU. And so I chatted with him. I had done all my prep work, and then it got canceled at the last minute. They were supposed to play Arkansas. I don't know if you guys
Would've been
remember
a
that
heck
in
of a game. Yep.
2020. Yeah, that would have been a really fun game. but that was canceled because of COVID. So, but I did get to at least chat with him, like super impressive. And it was interesting, too, for him to talk about his development as a quarterback. And he talked to Ramon, Kayla, and Will this morning a little bit about that. So we're going to pull that. We'll talk a little bit about that and how he's, developed and got professional teachers and help. That's something that he never had before, which is interesting to me. And I think it brings up an interesting topic of conversation when you talk about, specializing and kids picking one sport and getting with trainers or experts or certain coaches for positions. And here you have a guy who, was a Heisman candidate who didn't do that until late in his career, so it's, and then there was also a study out I read a couple days ago, and I'm totally on a tangent here, but
That's okay,
it was talking about how important multiple sports were for kids growing up, and how it allows them athletically to develop more instead of specializing in one sport. And it's hard nowadays because if you want to get that college scholarship and that NIL, you got to start early and you have to specialize. And I feel like our kids are missing out. Anyway, so We'll hear.
That's definitely a conversation we're going to have too.
And it might be more of a summer conversation when we don't have Senior Bowl and we're not talking about draft prospects and all of that. But the Max Duggan stuff kind of sparked that, and then this study I saw as well. But we'll hear from Max Duggan. We'll pull some of that. We'll talk a little bit about what is going on, who's impressing at the Senior Bowl. There's plenty of tweets. Our people are there. And Hendon Hooker, I said this. I'm like, okay, he's coming off ACL surgery, and he's still there, which Jim Nagy told us that never happens. They usually don't have quarterbacks that aren't actually playing or practicing in the game there. But Hendon Hooker was kind of a different scenario, which we can all see because everybody in this market knows him well.
Right.
But so he's spoken to every single media outlet. He's sat down with everybody because he has all the time in the world.
Yes,
he's off crutches, but he's still getting better from that torn ACL. So we have some interesting stuff from Hendon Hooker as well. What else do we have today? Jimmy Wyatt is going to stop in. He's there
that is
in
correct.
Mobile.
We also have Mike Keefe, who's there in Mobile, getting things done. Mobile, Alabama. That's right.
Mobile.
Sorry, I don't know why I tried to put a mobile on that, but
Mobile.
Yeah, Mobile.
Is in the South.
That's right. It is South. So we got Mike Keefe down there with Coach Mack, Rick, Gordion, Brian, everybody. Man, they got the whole mob down there. Just us and Blaine and Mickey up here holding the fort down. So you can stay tuned for that. Got to touch on the Titans changing out the field. What your thoughts are? We had a long, deep conversation about this early in the year where turf or grass, what's your choice? What do you like? Look like the Titans have made a choice. We'll be able to dive into that as Coach Mack. As we'll ask him later too, but we'll ask Jim Wyatt and Mike Keefe about that today. Also, Babs, there's something interesting.
What?
A tiger on the loose. Now, the last time we had this.
So interesting.
Was this in Texas last time it was a tiger on the loose? I think it was in Texas.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I think this is when I was on vacation.
Yeah.
When that tiger was loose in Texas. Because I remember getting like tweets from people saying, you have to get back. The boys are off the rails. What are they doing? This was definitely when I was gone. So it's probably good that Mayor's gone on this story today.
You should have heard us with the Cocaine Bear.
What?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was gone for Cocaine Bear too.
Yes. Look, Cocaine Bear is so famous, he now has a movie about him.
Does he?
Yeah, it's going to be coming out.
I saw that. It's like a scary movie.
Yeah, my wife watched the trailer the other night, and she goes, what idiot would come up with this idea? And I went, no, this is a true story.
Yeah.
This isn't an idea. This is a true story.
I saw that the other day, and I was like, I almost called Ron downstairs, like, hey, man, come look at this, because he likes scary movies. Then I thought about it, like, let's not get our son to look at the Cocaine Bear. Like, I just don't know where we are.
Because it's based on a true story?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we had to get into that a little later.
It's like 75 pounds of cocaine or something that he took.
Nope. We ain't getting into that. We're good.
Yeah, we straight.
We just started the show
Yes,
with
we're
going to keep it clean and not talk about bad things because all the kids are home from school.
Trying to tell you.
Loose tigers and cocaine bears. Here we go.
All right. This is 3HL on board of 4-5.
Stay right there, people. What's up, people? Let's take care of our hair, man. Ron Slay here to tell you a little bit about advancedhair.com. Yes, reach out to Advanced Hair to get that advanced hair restoration because it's officially open right here in Nashville, one of the world-renowned state-of-the-art facilities, people. No more traveling to the West Coast for the best in hair restoration. The team and technology behind the Advanced FUE, the groundbreaking hair loss solution that's changed tens of thousands of lives, finally right here in your backyard. An Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is even guaranteed to grow. You get that? It's literally guaranteed. Advanced Hair can address bald spots, receding hairlines, thinning men, women, younger, and, of course, the ones we got to take care of, wiser. That's right. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Make sure to ask about the industry-leading guarantee that's 629-348-HAIR. See what they can do for you with the amazing before and afters at advancedhair.com.
Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. If you are looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, they'll be able to help you out. New or pre-owned, these are your guys. No pressure at all. They want you in the vehicle that's right for you. So they'll answer every question you have, try to get a gauge on what will fit you best, have a conversation with you about that. And you can take test drives and go inside. They'll help make the numbers work once you find that proper vehicle for you, and it'll be that easy. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They are phenomenal people through the point of sale. Also, afterward, just went up for a service visit the other day with our Ram truck, my son's Ram truck, and had a great time. Saw Daniel Gupton. Talked with him for 15, 20 minutes and had a great conversation. We came back, and it was that easy. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there, and all of the inventory is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
All right. Ooh, I'm loud in the speakers, baby, but I'm here.
You
We're
always
here.
loud,
You better
Slay.
know it, man. 3HL right back with you on 104.5 The Zone, powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. And don't forget that we got to give a shout out to the teachers, man. I was just hit up. Mr. McCulley, my man. Dr. Heyman, Miss Surpass, Miss Stradley. Y'all hold it down. Yes, Miss McCulley also. I was informed that not only is this a break when kids get out for the students, but this is a break for the teachers,
Teachers are
too.
loving it.
Yeah, so,
We forgot to give our
we
teachers
sure
a
did,
shout
man.
out.
Much
Yes.
love to the teachers, man, especially all you underpaid teachers out there, man. Y'all just keep on trucking along. We know we need you.
Somebody
We
hit
gotta
me on
have you.
Twitter and said, we love having our kids home. I'm like, okay.
You would take that.
Good for
okay.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I think the parents that have to work from home are the ones that are like,
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Babsy,
Breaking
I think we got some
news.
news. Got an announcement on. Uncle's doing the 10,000
I
things.
feel like
in a-
that's not, we need the breaking news
Yeah,
sounder. We
not
don't
the
need the
announcement.
announcement
Yeah.
sounder.
Get it together. Get it.
Yeah, come on.
Give us the
Hunk.
breaking
it's not
news right
Titans
now.
breaking news, though. It's just NFL breaking news.
Yes,
There it is.
indeed.
Breaking
Get 'em,
sports news
Babsy.
on 104.5 The Zone.
Hit it, Slay.
All right, people, listen to us now. Reports coming from Adam Schefter. Breaking: Saints and Broncos are finalizing compensation in return for Super Bowl winning head coach Sean Payton. Sources tell ESPN this clears the way for Payton to sign with the Broncos to become Denver's next head coach. And so Payton is expected to head to Denver as his next head coach. Now,
This whole thing is crazy to me because
please tell us why, Babs.
yes, because Adam Schefter tweeted the potential packages for Sean Payton. Because remember, he left, but he was still under contract with the Saints. So that's why there has to be basically a trade, like a player, because
Yes.
the contracts are still involved. So Denver and the Saints have been discussing this, according to Adam Schefter, 2 potential packages for Sean Payton.
Yep.
1, Denver's 2023 first round pick and next year's second round pick for Peyton and the Saints 2024 third.
Okay.
The second option, Denver's 2024 first round pick and its 2023 fourth. Saints choice. Those are the 2 packages. So immediately I looked at Slay and I said, is a coach able to really make that big of a difference to where you're talking about giving up draft picks,
And my response was
first round picks, even for a coach? Can a coach really change something that drastically to at this level,
at this
professionally?
level, yes. Right.
Because you can make the argument, high school, college, it's a little bit different.
Totally
but
different.
at this level, I said, I'm not sure that I believe that they can.
And I was,
And
I
you
was
were like-
opposite. I said, hell yeah, they can.
Yes.
Like, yes. And
You played professionally. I did not.
true, but at the same time, you understand the game and you understand the dynamic
Right.
with what's already there that you're walking into. And I think in this situation, the reason I say that about this situation, like you said, high school and college is different. So you're walking into a situation where you got to go get your guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In this situation with the Denver Broncos professional team, man, you already really got a good team intact. It was just some bonehead play by Nathaniel at quarterback at the time, who, when Nathaniel, the real Nathaniel
way,
head coach.
If you're just tuning in,
Yes, school him. Babs.
Nathaniel at quarterback is Russell Wilson.
Yes, that's who that
And a
would be.
Nathaniel is what, Slay?
It is nothing. It is short for Nathan, and I mean that's the base. The base it comes from. The origin of the word is nothing.
Ain't
Meaning-
nothing.
Yeah, it means you don't perform. You ain't nothing. You can't get it done.
But you used to be.
But you used to be exactly. Now you're just evolved into a Nathaniel. So.
Yes. So carry on.
Yeah,
and then
so-
Coach was a Nathaniel,
And
too. A real one.
real
Hack it.
a real one. And he couldn't handle it. So you take him out of the situation. I think we all agreed that Denver's defense was pretty serious coming into it. They had something to stand on. The offensive pieces were there. It just wasn't, man, the game plan was terrible, whether it was the person carrying it out or the person making the game plan. Like we saw in a situation early in the year where they said their idea, if I may be getting this wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, their idea of winning the game was to get to the 46-yard line, let the clock tick all the way down, call a timeout, and said that was the mark they wanted to get to try for a field goal in the game with a $500 million man sitting on their roster. Like, come on now. That's Nathaniel at his finest. I don't care how your Nathaniel has been playing in Russell Wilson. You give him that contract, you give him a shot. Sean Payton, I don't think would make those type of mistakes. You look at a guy, maybe not the, well, I ain't going to say not the arm strength because him and Drew Brees to me are similar as far as a moon ball, dropping it in a bucket, both short in stature, both knowing how to maneuver and work the pocket. Sometimes Russell Wilson jumps out of the pocket early when he doesn't need to, but if he were to get the coaching, I think that Russell could transform back to Russell Wilson instead of Nathaniel with Sean Payton? Yes. I think with a guy like Jerry Jeudy, a guy like Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamlin when healthy. Now, all this is in if everyone is healthy. An O-line that they have running backs. If you keep these people healthy, I think this is dangerous. That's why I say in this situation, insert a coach of Sean Payton's magnitude. Yeah, I think you got some. I think, and guess what, Babsy? How many people gonna want to go and play for Sean Payton as well?
I mean, now that's legit.
So
that's probably.
I think
that's
changes
a legit
it too.
Argument.
I think you go in this situation where you a must win. I'm going for a situation where I want to win right away, not necessarily we need to build something. That's why I think when giving away the picks, it kind of holds a little weight in it.
Well, I feel like nobody wants that job.
Right.
Nobody wants that, which is crazy because Russell Wilson is your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take away before the last couple of years.
You're dying to get to him.
Right.
Yep.
You're dying to have a franchise quarterback like that, you know? So how quickly things change, right? But 49ers defensive coordinator, is it D'Amico Ryans? Yeah. So he apparently was offered that Denver job, and the reports out there were that he was their basically like third number one choice to take that job. And reports out there were that he turned it down. Yeah. And there's a couple of things out here now saying that the Texans have hired him as their new, or that might happen. Yeah. That he is going to end up taking the Texans head coaching job. But so I don't know about the whole Sean Payton thing. Perhaps this is Denver panicking because if, Ryans was their first choice who turned them down to look at a dumpster fire like the Houston Texans in an easier division, of course. But then, perhaps they're panicking, and maybe that's why you look at it and say, okay, first round pick and a next year's second round pick and whatever, then maybe it's worth it for a coach like Sean Payton. But and a coach like Payton looks at that situation and says, well, I can fix that. You give me Russell Wilson, it's still there. I can fix that. And find a run game.
That's my thing, Babs. And when you look at it, what were the Saints before Peyton got there as well? They were the Aints. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you come in and you look at, you kind of have a formula of what you need. And I'm thinking that Sean Payton, who didn't have to jump back into the game abruptly like this at all, with all the coaching vacancies that are out there, or even just let me wait another year. You know what I'm saying? And just stay sharp. I think he looked at it and it was like, man, that cupboard ain't too bad. I see the receivers. What he needs in offense is speed. I think you get that with a healthy Jeudy. Cortland Sutton with size, you get that. You're all right. I think you're all right. So I'm like.
I have a big issue giving up draft picks for a coach. I mean, and it's not like we've seen this very often, right? So what do you guys think? 615-737-1045. What do you think about that? And then also I had mentioned, it looks like it's now official. Shefty's just breaking news left and right. See, this is what happens. Senior Bowl's going on. Everybody's in the same place.
That's the thing,
Everybody talks. This is what happens. News starts to get broken. But Adam Schefter confirming former 49ers defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans and the Houston Texans have reached an agreement today, a 6-year deal. The Texans now have their new head coach. Rap sheet saying that was Houston's top choice. That was their number one target, and they got their guy today. So Ryans now a head coach, and we will get to know him as the Houston Texans have hired him.
Right in the division.
I don't know a ton about him. I know that there was a lot of talk about him probably the last, year or two as far as one of the up and coming, this guy's going to be a head coach one day. He's that guy, So there you go. So Sean Payton with the Broncos, D'Amico Ryans with the Texans, and that means we have what? There's a third. What was the other head coaching job that was filled?
It was Carolina.
Yes, thank you.
Right.
I'm like, where am I going blank? Yes.
Because Colt's still trying to figure out if it's Saturday or not.
Yep. Yes. That's right. What are the Colts about to do?
Oh, wow.
What?
I love Indianapolis.
I know. It's Ron Slay wants them to hire Jeff Saturday and call it a day.
We all want them to hire Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
Because then you only have to worry about the Texans and the Jaguars for the next few years.
Hey, no, listen, and you want to give me ammunition to have a good time on air? Please go hire Jeff Saturday. And I will tell you.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, people got to understand, too, the Nathaniel Awards are coming up right around the corner, so the nominees will be in. We will put that out in a poll. You, the people, the listeners, will be able to vote on that, and we will have an award ceremony given out.
This is serious. This is really happening.
Yeah, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, they are behind this. It's powered by them for the Nathaniel because we got to be cool temperature. Can't be too hot, can't be too cold. So we need the climate to be right. That's why we got Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Kevin and them came on board. So you just be ready to vote away, and the votes will be tallied, and the awards will be given away this week, people. So pay attention to social media. You will be able to vote on Twitter. We will send out the link. Just pay attention. And you never know. Jeff Saturday may be a nominee for Nathaniel Coach of the Year. And what that's right. What you got to understand is this doesn't mean that career is a Nathaniel.
Count?
Yeah. Oh. If he would have won and got them to the playoffs, would it have counted? Yes. So
yeah, you're right.
It most definitely counts.
Well, shoot. Tyler Huntley played 4 games, and he's now in the Pro Bowl.
Exactly.
So apparently you don't even have to play that
You need to
much.
put some respect on that man's name. It's called the legendary Tyler Huntley. Thank you very much.
He's called Snoop, right?
Yeah, Snoop. Yeah, we're going to have to dive into that one too, man.
Well, so I was going through it, but then so many quarterbacks have backed out. He's really way at the bottom of the
he's
list.
number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Mahomes, Josh Allen. You also had Joe Burrow. Then you had Tua. Then you also had Lamar, which was the guy in front of him.
Yep.
And I want to say, and Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
All of those guys.
So, yes. So, Jacksonville. God, why is my mind not working today?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is in. Derek Carr.
Yeah.
This is like his farewell to Vegas. He's in the Pro Bowl.
I hear rumors if they keep going down, Josh Dobbs is going to go.
Oh, right.
He could.
For that one
Our guy
performance.
Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill can go and just do it on one leg.
I mean, would you put Tannehill before Huntley?
Without question.
Right?
Without question.
Malik's
Very
healthy.
small.
But see, this is
Oh
the
my
thing.
gosh.
This is my thing.
Punk.
This all becomes a joke. If that's the case, if you got to go that far down, just say, I'm going to give it to another skills position. It's not like y'all about to go out there and play in a Pro Bowl game 11 on 11. That's not happening. So just give it to a skill position guy. If you just going to give the Pro Bowl away.
Just give.
You know what I'm saying? I wish they were just giving out All-Stars. I might lose a couple more pounds and just get in the running. When the next combine? Anybody having a combine soon? Just put me out there. If Huntley can make a Pro Bowl, I know I can make somebody's team. I know I can.
I'm going to throw you at D1. Now that you're on your weight loss journey
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, your
lifestyle. That's right,
journey.
Babsy.
Yes.
That's right, lifestyle. This
It's
is a
time.
lifestyle change.
It's
Yes.
time to run that dash. I mean, I'll let you get.
Let me get down a little bit more. Yeah. Once I
You're
get
about to. You're
when I
about,
get a 255, Babs, I'm in the win.
Your Nashville rock and roll half marathon is right around the corner here. I told you February is the month where you have to start training for this thing.
I'm sorry, I don't know what she's talking about. Slay, do you know what she's talking about?
Yes.
I don't know a thing about
As long as I can walk it, I'm fine. You say run it?
Well, you can do whatever you want. You're just doing it.
Okay. I will do it.
I mean, if you're okay with rocking it with, all the 90-year-old
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Babs.
I mean, if you're good
don't
with
do that,
you just
don't do that. Try to make me
have
feel
at
bad. James Wilson. Call on my own trainer. Get me together, James. They talking about I can't. See, they always trying to challenge me.
I put Mayor in it too.
Yeah.
Like all three of us are doing it.
He's a fool.
Oh, Hunk, you want to do it too?
I thought I was already in it, so if you're going to ask me, I'm good.
Okay, Hunk's in it too. We got four of us.
For everyone, too, Mayor is on assignment today. He will be back shortly, but he's on assignment. So, yeah.
Maybe on an assignment. What day is that? What day is that event?
No, you will not be on assignment. Oh, actually, it might be close to Baby Hunk coming.
I'm sorry.
What is it in March? What is
April?
Is it April?
Oh, if it is April, no, that's legit. Yeah. Baby Hunk is due April 27th.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way, I have another bag of clothes I got to give you.
I appreciate that. we started getting a room ready yesterday, over the weekend.
Babs is loaded down.
She gave me a Santa bag, Slay.
I love it.
I'm talking about Kris Kringle used it in his sleigh in December.
That's what it's all about.
Full of clothes.
It was massive. I'm like, here, you get to go through this.
That's what it's all about right there, man.
Might as well. I mean, these babies wear clothes once, and that's it.
Yep. It's amazing.
Because they grow so fast. So I'm like, all these cute clothes.
That's
I'm
the
so glad you're
silliest
having a
thing.
girl.
I mean, seriously, she went through the entire stack, organized them from infant to 2-year-old to 2T to 3T, every bit of it. It's all organized, and we've already put it in different boxes.
That's how you do it, Babs.
I love it.
Good job, Babs.
See, this is what happens when you're an old mama and all your friends have already had their babies, and then you finally have one, and they give you all their hand-me-downs, and then everybody buys baby girl new stuff because, oh my gosh, look, you finally had a baby. So this is how it works. So that's why I have so much stuff to pass along.
Hey, so I got a question.
What?
We just had some news come down. I don't know if we announced this news.
No, we haven't, and I'm wanting to confirm with multiple people.
Please confirm, because I would.
Where did you see it?
It is on the internet.
Oh, well, then it must be true.
Which is the reason why. But here's my question is because if you look at the timestamp, the timestamp is 2 hours ago. I didn't know it could get put up that quickly. That's why I want to double check.
Oh, no, it can get put up quick, though.
That's why I'm wanting to double check the timestamp.
I
don't know, though,
I
man.
don't know if it can get it put up that quick.
You don't think so, Babsy?
That's why I didn't want to say anything, didn't want to make any jokes, nothing like that. I'm waiting for reliable sources to confirm.
Okay, well, people listening to us are like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, so that means, guess what? It's called a tease.
That is a tease.
Okay.
We are investigating to see if there is another possible DUI charge out there. But we want to hear from you. What do you think about the Houston Texans' new head coach?
Nervous?
Are you nervous? Does that worry you? He is a guy that people have spoken extremely highly about. You saw him and what he did with San Francisco, and he is now the Texans' head coach. So we'll find out if this DUI story is true as well. And then it looks like the Denver Broncos, according to Adam Schefter, are going to hire Sean Payton as well. So all of this happening within the last hour. Jump in on the conversation. We want your take on it as a Titans fan. Do you worry about the Texans hire? And then on top of that, the Titans releasing today that they are switching next year to turf in Nissan Stadium. Obviously, we have the new stadium coming in 2026, but switch to turf for next year. Want your take on that, too, as a Titans fan. 615-737-1045. Come on, call in, chat with us.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man, and it's always important to get you a little exercise out there, a little cardio out there. But sometimes you got to go a little further than expected. So you need 4 wheels to get you there. You need an automobile you can rely on. Matter of fact, an automobile you want. Yes, a vehicle of your choice that desires your heart and your heart desires. Both of them, match made in heaven. Where can you get all this done? Yeah, I know February 14th is right around the corner, Valentine's Day. I know that. So you're looking to, get your heart fluttering a little bit. Look out there in that driveway. Do you see it? You don't see it? Well, get the Music City Autoplex. 2430 Gallons of Pike North. They're going to make all your dreams come true. Just 15 minutes from downtown. Watch your heart flutter as soon as you step foot right there on the dealership and see all these beautiful cars. They're going to make it happen for you, and that's a guarantee. The extended family, you're going to be extended family, and they're going to make your prices so low that you're going to lose your top. I'm telling you. Music City Autoplex, man, the best prices in Middle Tennessee. You know the motto. Go get your car.
You get tired of the way your house looks, so you can make an easy change, and it'll be drastic by changing the flooring. And Buddy Allen Carpet One can help you out in Donaldson, 615-883-3289, 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are great people. Number one, I've known them a long time. They're awesome. They are in the store every day to help you out through the installation process. Big box stores give you 1-800 number and then turn you over. Not going to happen with these guys. They'll handle everything. Free in-home measures and estimates. Again, 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
What's happening, good people? Yeah, welcome back to the 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. It is your guy, Big Slade, right here with Babsy. Joe Hunk behind the glass. We got a lot of stuff happening, man. A lot of stuff coming down the chimney, if you will. Adam Schefter releasing so much, man. Sean Payton is with the Denver Broncos, soon to be done. And D'Amico Ryans has just been hired as the Houston Texans head coach. So, AFC South, we got company.
38 years old.
38 years old. Yes. Rand Carthon, I'm sure, has a lot of intel on him, with him being with San Francisco since 2017. He was the defensive quality control coach, then moved on to inside linebackers coach from 18 to 2020. Then 2021 to 22, became the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, which led to him getting the head coaching job now with the Texans. So, quite an
So kind
move.
of technically coming home, right?
Yeah, technically coming home. Played, 5 years, 2006 to 11 with the Houston Texans. Then went on and played 2012 to 15 with the Philadelphia Eagles. So the team that drafted him in the second round, pick 33, has now brought him home to be a head coach, where Lovie Smith has left the vacancy. Another defensive-minded coach. You bring in another defensive-minded coach. That's interesting. I wonder which way to go on that. What's your thoughts on him, Babs? You like this hire?
I don't know yet.
I don't know either.
I think he's young and deserves the chance.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he knows the organization, right? If he played there for 6 years.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know
enough about him.
enough about him because he is so young.
Yeah.
And so he was a defensive quality control coach in 2017.
Yeah.
Like, that's not that long
No.
ago. That was the last time the Eagles won a Super Bowl,
Sure
right?
was,
And they're
yep.
back this year. You're talking within 5 years. He was a defensive quality control coach, and now he's a head coach in the NFL after a year as a defensive, or I guess 2 years,
yeah.
as defensive coordinator. It's a fast jump. It will be interesting to see. This is what I always say. It's so important for a guy like that, a younger coach that doesn't have the years and years of experience, right? Who you surround yourself with,
Right.
and who you hire and who you fill your staff with is so important. It's always important, but especially in this circumstance.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
I think you look at the situation, and yes, it's one that needs a breath of fresh air. They've been recycling guys down there so much, and
Well, in the NFL in general.
yeah, and then you just buying time. It seems like, especially with the Texans, always seems like a buying time till the next year till we can get somebody in here to run the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lovey took their job. I mean,
kinda
like a
They've
placeholder.
hired their last two head coach. I mean, they fired their last two head coaches after a year.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we doing here? So they do get a breath of fresh air with a head coach, and if the things were to go as planned as the mock draft is saying it would, they would get an opportunity to get Bryce Young. So, I mean, that's pretty.
Oh, the division is changing.
It is. Yeah.
Ran,
Yeah.
get to work.
We got some work to do.
Got some work to
He
do.
was really
Now,
good on Ramon Kalen Will this morning.
he
as well,
was
too.
great, yes. And Buck chatted with him too from the Senior Bowl. I saw him sit down with, I think it was Schefter, actually. I saw him chat with Schefter a little bit, and super likable. Really good things so far. We'll see what happens moving forward. Phones are loaded, so let's kind of start this. Now, whatever you want to talk about, whether it's turf, whether it's the Texans' new hire, rumors going around that Todd Downing, Titans' former offensive coordinator, has
received another
DUI. One of our news ex-news people. Aaron says that the pictures that are out there about the arrest are from a mobile app that the police department uses. So we'll see.
I've got it pulled up
Then
right now too.
A to Z
Yes.
also just tweeted out and confirmed. Also.
Yes. So there you go. It seems to be legit, which obviously you Yep, confirmed. There you go. A to Z Sports just confirmed it. So Todd Downing is this a new DUI?
So
Yeah, 2.5 hours ago is when it happened.
No, but okay, so A to Z put out offensive coordinator Todd Downing is serving time at the Williamson County Jail for his previous DUI arrest on Friday, November 18th. His time served will go through on February 2nd at 10 a.m. So
what are
multiple
they
stories out there. I
confirming?
don't know what's confirmed.
Okay, they're saying this is not a new arrest for Downing.
Okay.
This is the time served from his previous DUI arrest in November.
Okay. All right.
There you go. It is not a new arrest.
That is.
There you go.
But phone
That's
lines
according
are
to
open.
A to Z Sports. Obviously, we're sitting here in the middle of a show.
Right,
So
trying to
it's not
figure it
like
out
we
with
can get out there and get things confirmed or
Right.
not confirmed or whatever. We'll find out during the break. We'll see what else we can find out. But real quick, let's check in with, is it Million in Brentwood? Calling in, wants to talk Texans and turf. All right. Hey, how are you? Million?
Doing all right. Thank you for having me on the phone. What's up, guys? Babs and Ron, I always hear you guys on your show. You guys are awesome, first and foremost.
I appreciate it, brother.
Ain't no thing, man. I just want to go ahead and say about the D'Amico Ryans hire. I mean, it can't possibly get any worse than Jeff Saturday getting hired with the Colts. I mean, ex-player, head coach deal. So, I mean, you had Lovie Smith last year. He should have never gotten a head coaching job after his past head coaching experiences, outside of him coaching the Bears, which I believe he did a good job. So, I mean, might as well give D'Amico a chance. He's young. He looks like he's a leader of men. And, I mean, at this point, being if you're Texan organization, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
About the artificial turf, I heard that, from an insider on some website that the Titans players are agreeing to it because they said they actually like how it feels when they practice indoors anyways. So I heard that Vrabel gave the okay on that.
Okay.
And then about the Todd Dowling situation, I think I have an idea of what's going on. I believe he probably pled guilty to a DUI 1 in Williamson County. You have to serve 48 hours in jail for DUI first. So I think he's already serving his 48 hours of jail time, and he's probably going to do just 1 year of probation. So that's probably what the news is all about. Because at first I thought he got his second DUI, and I was like, no way that could even happen.
Right. At 1
But I think
o'clock
he
in
just
the
serving his
afternoon
jail
on a Tuesday.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm like, someone
Yeah.
check on your mans if that's the case. I know
Right.
he just lost his job, but ain't no point of getting another DUI outside of having one in November. I mean, that time span is way too short, man. But, anything can happen. But I just wanted to fill in on that situation. Thanks for having me on the call.
Yeah,
Good
appreciate it,
stuff.
bro.
Thank you. Yes, that and
Yeah.
A to Z Sports confirmed exactly what Million. I feel funny calling him Million.
Yeah, I mean,
This
hey.
is like Maximilian's what he told me.
Okay.
Anyway,
So what he just said about Todd Downing is in fact correct. It was not a new DUI. It is basically him serving time for his DUI that he received during the season. So there you go on that. We'll talk about the turf. I want to talk about that. That's coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Whatever you want to talk about, come on. 615-737-1045. This is 3HL and 1045 The Zone. We're back right after this. Hello, mortgage rates. You think they're still super high? Well, think again. Rates have plummeted. We're talking 5-month lows right now, and Loan Pronto, those are the peeps you need to call. They're my friends, and they're awesome. You want to see how low rates are? It might be time for you to go ahead and do that refinance that you've been putting off, or maybe you want to get back to house hunting, or you're like a lot of people and you have way too much credit card debt right now and you are getting absolutely hosed with 20+% interest charges every single month. Well, listen, you can get a quick, easy refi at Loan Pronto. Wipe out that credit card debt, close in about 14 days, cut your overall expenses by $500 a month or more. Loan Pronto right now doing refis with APRs in the fours. So get those credit cards to zero or get out of that 7% loan you were forced into last year. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
From the Superbook.com sports desk, good afternoon. I am Joe Hawk. A lot of Titans news to get into, like the fact that the team has announced that in 2023, they will be transitioning from a grass surface to an artificial turf. In fact, it's called the Matrix Helix turf, which is organic infill. For those of you that do not know, this is the same type of turf that the Titans have in their indoor practice facility over at St. Thomas Sports Park. Also, news coming out right now, according to A to Z Sports, we have seen the Todd Downing news floating around the internet. This, according to A to Z, is Todd Downing serving his time at the Williamson County Jail for his previous DUI arrest that happened after the Packers game. His time served will go through February 2nd at 10 a.m. And head coaching news around the NFL, Sean Payton is supposed to be the Broncos' brand new head coach. The Broncos have had to send their 2023 first round and their 2024 second round pick to the Saints in return for Peyton. They also got a 2024 third round pick as well. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL, people, on this great Tuesday, 104.5 The Zone. This is 3HL, brought to you by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. And we're going to do this quick because we know we got to get to the phone lines. People want to know. They want to talk. They want to talk about this turf. What's exactly going on? Are you nervous with D'Amico Ryans being hired in Houston? What's your thoughts? But this turf, first and foremost. And before we start all of that, we got Babsy in the building.
Happy Tuesday to you. Hope all the kids out there are enjoying a free day off of school. Some of you off for tomorrow as well.
That's right. Teachers as well, Babsy.
Yes.
Get the teachers out.
Teachers are very happy. Brought to you by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. If you are having any issues with your HVAC system right now, go call, go visit their website, go see our friends, our fam over at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling at springhillac.com. Yeah. They are available any day, time for you if you're having any issues, especially in this cold weather.
That's right.
Take care of ya. And he's Ron Slay. A beautiful day in Music City.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at power forward, Ron Slay.
Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof. And the Vols are ranked number 2 in the nation. I just like everybody to know that, because it seems like it's flying under the radar. The Vols are number 2 in the nation. Just want to throw that out there.
Well, always say that.
Just saying.
Under the radar.
Just saying, Babs. You know,
I don't know.
I feel like they're under the radar. You know? Never seen a number 2 team not get talked about as much.
Well, I think part of it is because the college basketball season is crazy already.
Yeah, that's a good thing, though.
And all these teams are losing and then beating teams they shouldn't and losing to teams they shouldn't lose to. And
you got one team that's not.
Steady Eddie.
18-3.
Okay, but
pretty good.
What was the Chris Lofton night?
Yeah, that was Kentucky. It's a rival.
Still Kentucky,
It's
though.
a rivalry.
It was Kentucky when they were struggling.
Yeah, and they beat them when they were nothing, too.
Yeah.
Rick Barnes went pounced on them up at Rupp.
I mean, I'm just saying.
All right.
You know, just
they number
keeping
2 in the
it real
nation,
here,
Babs.
just
They
keeping
number
it real.
2
Hey,
in the nation.
I think they're legit. I told you, I sat and watched that game against Texas this past weekend, and I said, man, this team has it together. They're good. Watch out come March. Watch out. Big news today for the Titans. They announced that the franchise is changing the playing surface at Nissan Stadium to turf for 2023. Yeah. So starting next year, here's the quote. Ultimately, we've landed on the decision based on data to transition to a monofilament. Is that how you say that?
That sounds pretty good
All right. Surface with an organic infill that mimics the natural feel of grass while getting the consistency and durability of field turf. So Titan CEO Burke Nihill making this announcement. They pointed to the city of Nashville a transition climate zone, which if you're new to Nashville, maybe you don't know yet.
Yeah.
One day it can be 70 and gorgeous, and the next day it'll be like this.
Yep.
In the winter. So we're
like it is right now.
yeah, we're really all over the place weather-wise. So this is a matrix helix turf with organic infill is how they described it. And the Titans have said that it will be the first NFL stadium to use synthetic turf with an organic infill. I don't know all the details with that, but from what people are saying behind the scenes, apparently it is a similar turf that is inside of the bubble.
Yes, it's like
They practice on it.
They practice on it. In fact, that field has to be watered because of the type of material that's in there instead of the actual like rubber like you would have from tires and things like that. Rhett Bryan talked to me a lot about it, and it's almost like coconut fiber that is inside the turf itself.
Coconut. Mm.
Yeah, so you have to water that because if not, it dries out. So this field, you will at some point in time see water being sprayed on it going, why are y'all spraying an artificial surface?
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
So, and I will say this, there were some issues. It is hard to keep the grass perfect at Nissan Stadium. And part of it is because of all the other events that happen there, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the summer, obviously, it gets completely torn up with CMA Music Fest and all of that, and they completely replace the grass then. You have concerts that happen there, and people are on the field. You have soccer games, which is, a completely different wear on the grass there at Nissan Stadium. So that you're going that direction when the new stadium comes in 2026. So why not go ahead and switch it now? And the fact that the bubble in the practice field is this same turf anyway, I mean, there you go. That's a no-brainer. And this is apparently, allegedly, this is the best, most recent technology when it comes to turf. And Titans officials had said that Nissan Stadium has a higher rate of lower extremity injuries. And so that was another thing that played into their decision of switching the turf.
Well, what I like about all of this, Babsy, is the in-depth dive that the Titans are doing to start to limit these injuries. So if this is it prelude to what's to come? As far as how do we keep these injuries down that we've had the last 2 years? 86 this year, 91 last year.
But see, I'm gonna go in on the staff too, because I don't necessarily feel like they all happen during games, do they?
Hey, I'm just here to say,
whatever
if
you
this
can
is
do.
the starting point.
Yeah.
I'm fine because I want this deep dive to continue and for it to keep coming out and still have this transparency that you're having now that you're using we got to spend money on this field. It's not about the money and the upkeep of it. It's about the injuries. So now we're going to swap this field out. We shouldn't have as many injuries. Okay, so cool. Let's turn the page on that one and then let's go to what else is causing the injuries. Gotta be something because everybody ain't doing ACLs and getting their foot planted into the ground. Like we talking about soft tissue. Vrabel came out in his last presser, called guys out. We talking about shoulders injuries. We talking about all these soft tissue injuries. If this is the case, let's do this deep dive and let's get down to the gist of it. We want to know it all because 86 and 91, I'm okay with going out on a limb, whether it be a twig or a big old tree stump branch, and saying I can attribute those injuries to those 7 losses, even more so than the Nathaniel calling the plays.
Nathaniel!
And I'll stand on that. So keep us healthy.
We wanted your opinion. Let's hit John in Clarksville real quick on the turf before we take a break. Hey, John.
Hey, guys, how are you? And I want to apologize because I talked to you guys a couple of weeks ago, and I was so irate about one of the people in your other group telling me I didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, they've struggled to grow grass, especially
Yes,
late in the
it's
season.
not-
Yeah.
This is the way it is, that they could do it, but how much is it going to cost? And you have to look at it and say, we got to go one way or the other. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I knew what I was talking about, and the old boys on Buck Show acted like I was somebody that mowed lawns and things. And
Well, people that mow lawns, they know about that grass too, though. I will say that, John.
Yeah.
but
I used to mow lawns when I was little.
I've studied turf management. I've done it, and I've done it, and I've done it. And the biggest thing I want to say is I was so ticked off that day when I called you guys. I was talking too fast. Nobody probably understood what I was saying.
Yeah,
It's all
I think we didn't know about the earlier
Exactly.
conversation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like, where's this come from?
And all I'm saying is they've got to put the best turf down they can. And you've got to look at the cost and the things of it. But taking up that turf they got right now, that's the first thing that needs to be done.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's I'm not a fool. I knew what I was talking about. Thank you.
I appreciate it, John, man. Check that
Well,
out
there
the
you
box.
go.
Yeah, John got that. We get
See,
you
they
props,
listen.
John.
Miss Amy listened to you, John.
Yeah, we give you props, John. We ain't saying you no fool, brother. You know what I mean? Everybody got an opinion, and a lot of opinions are right because everybody got one. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of opinions are wrong too, because
Most
everybody got one.
definitely, because everybody
Ours
got
too.
one. You know what I mean? They go hand in hand, people.
Hey, you want to give us your opinion? 615-737-1045. Hang on the line. We'll check in with you, and we will check in with Jim Wyatt at the end of this hour about 4:45. We'll talk to him about the turf. We'll talk to him about Senior Bowl, all of that. Your calls coming up in the next segment. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here. Telling you about Superbook Sports, man. From Nashville to Knoxville, all around the country, Superbook Sports, your best place to wager this for all sports this season. College basketball right here. The big game coming up on the 12th that you want to tap into. What else, man? You got so much you can dive into. Either way it goes. The thick and thin of it, well, this is what you do. Go download Superbook Sports app on your phone. Or visit superbook.com on any mobile device that you have, and offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. Paul Slay been rocking and rolling, and if you've been rocking with it, you've been rolling. I'm telling you, it's real simple to do. Put Vegas right there in the palm of your hands, man. That's the other part. You can get in action right now with Superbook Sports, and visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. If you got a gambling problem, you need to reach out and call somebody. And I got a number for you, 1-800-889-9789. Superbook Sports, people. Book it.
Playoff season is here, but the real MVP is Gina's Pizzeria in Franklin. Gina's Pizzeria has a full catering menu from pastas to salads, wings to incredible pizzas. Don't forget about their homemade desserts. Gina's Pizzeria can cater for a team of any size. Let Rusty and the team create your customized catering order from game day Sunday to weekly work catering. Gina's Pizzeria has you covered. Gina's Pizzeria, 3046 Columbia Avenue in Franklin in the Target Shopping Center, or order online for in-store pickup at Gina'sStonefiredItalian.com.
School is out, people. School is out for tomorrow as well in Williamson County. Not sure yet on Davidson County exactly what's going on, but we will let you know when we find out. So we know it's out in a couple of counties. But pay attention to your news. Pay attention to 3HL. Will School. Your Hunk will be on top of that. Right on top of that, Rose, right, Hunk?
I am right on top of that, Rose. I'm paying attention to our friends over at Nash Severe Weather right now.
That's right.
What we got?
Right now, basically it is saying that the latest accumulations, the ice amounts that you can see, it says our forecast currently says that this afternoon through early tomorrow morning, the confidence in this outcome is about medium to high, that you're going to have about a 0.1 to 0.2 ice accumulation. Ice amounts in this range could cause slick spots on roads, especially on bridges. That is what Nash Severe Weather is saying.
Okay. I like it. I mean, I don't like it, but I like the information.
We all know Babsy
that
doesn't
they
like
are
ice.
providing.
We know that,
Definitely would mess up that field at Nissan if it was still natural grass. Let's just be
that
honest.
is true. See, and that's part of it. Like towards the end of the year, they have to keep putting new grass down
That's right.
because of everything going on there, concerts and this
Music
kind
City
of
Bowl.
weather, Music City Bowl. Yes, you name it, it's going on there. And so then it was slippery. Slippery and it's just rough. Like it's tough to keep that up. So they are switching to turf come 2023. A lot of stuff going on today. That news coming from the Titans. Saints and Broncos are finalizing their compensation package, not for a player, but for a coach. The Broncos expected to hire Sean Payton as their next head coach. And Adam Schefter saying that there are two options in packages for Sean Payton that the Broncos and the Saints are talking about. This is so
They're trying to win right now, Babsy. They want to win now.
Bizarre to me. The reason, because when Sean Payton left New Orleans.
Get to the chopper now.
Yes, when he left New Orleans, he was still under contract. So this is why Denver has to give the Saints compensation for Sean Payton if he, in fact, comes back to coach. So that's where this is going. The two options are one, Denver's 2023 first-round pick and next year's second-round pick for Payton and the Saints' 2024 third-round pick. So a first and second next year for coach and a third in 2024. The other option, Denver's 2024 first round pick and its 2023 fourth. I have an issue paying a team a first round draft pick for a coach.
If I were to tell you in return you have a higher percentage chance of winning a Super Bowl, would you agree to doing the deal?
Yes.
I think that's what they have. I think that's what they're looking at.
You're all about the impact that a coach in the NFL has on a team.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure I am all about that.
I think on Don's side of this is the Broncos have already traded away their top draft pick because that's how they got Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Now they also, their other first-round draft pick, which was the one that they got from the 49ers, which is late 29th pick, that one is the one that they just traded away. So now they don't have a first-round draft pick.
So that means that we got to win now. So in order to sit around and let a coach come fill it out again like Nathaniel Hackett did, I think if I had, on the other hand, to go get an offensive genius in Sean Payton, knowing that the biggest struggle coming into that season was exactly what he brought to the game on the offensive side of the ball, then let's go get it. Sean Payton, have your way, man. Have your way with it, dog. Like, you got an able quarterback, you got able receivers, and honestly, as much as he was a Nathaniel, when Nathaniel Hackett checked out, you did see Russell and them start to try to get it going towards the end of the season, more offensive points put up, so and then you got to realize too, because of the energy around the team, you had guys on the defensive side of the ball sitting out. Like, man, we done.
That whole thing was
you know what I'm
Shiano
saying?
show.
So it was like you get everybody back intact, and I do think for sure what we did see in New Orleans, which was difficult to do at first, was a culture be brought to them. And I think that's the same thing they have. They already got a foundation of it. Yeah, they got a foundation of it anyway in Denver because they have championship pedigree is right there anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's in your foundation with Elway and those guys and what they're doing. So I think in this situation, now this could be different if it was any other situation.
Right.
But in this situation, I understand it if you're looking at the win now and what you can bring to it in Sean Payton.
I don't know if Russell Wilson can fix it. I don't know if Sean Payton can fix Russell Wilson.
I will say this.
Within that locker room.
He plays to his quarterback's strengths.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He don't ask them to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Look what he did with Jameis.
What he did with, right.
Look what he did with Drew.
And
you know
Drew
what I'm saying?
Brees,
Like,
yeah.
them dudes, like, even though Jameis throwing it away, man, he was throwing touchdowns, though. A lot of them. So, I don't say Russell had a Nathaniel-like year. I don't necessarily want to give him Nathaniel all the way, but he most definitely had a Nathaniel year. Can that be erased? I believe so. I don't think looking at him, I look at Matt Ryan the same way, knowing that his physical tools have diminished. I don't say that about Russell.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're going to find out.
We most definitely going to find
And Denver
out.
ain't going to have any draft picks to build the team around him, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, talk about
got to go with what you got.
Questionable decisions.
Yeah.
But who wants that job? Apparently Sean Payton. But,
Yeah.
I mean, DeMeco Ryans hired by the Texans. Adam Schefter breaking that today, and Rap Sheet confirming as well a 6-year deal to be the Texans head coach. 38 years old, former Alabama linebacker, spent 6 years of his pro career with the Texans, so they're kind of calling it a homecoming. But apparently, allegedly, Ryans turned down that head coaching job with the Broncos. Right. So I know that every coach, and especially a coach like Sean Payton, looks at that situation and says, well, I can fix this.
Yeah.
I've got a quarterback like that, like Russell Wilson. I can fix this.
And let me say this, Babs. Looking at it, if I'm DeMeco Ryans, also, I think that also alludes to what they want, Denver, that is. And I'm not sure if me being a first-time head coach, I want that pressure to come in. You got to win now.
And you have a quarterback,
you know what I'm saying?
Allegedly to do it with.
You feel what I'm saying? Right. So it's more pressure on DeMeco's plate. Like, yes, I thankful for the opportunity. Yeah, I can look at it, but I think Houston is more, you know what I mean? I can get that developed.
You have a little time to do it. You're one of their own.
Ain't going to be no rush. Right. I can at least look at a 3-year window. You know what I mean? Whether I get in there and lose the whole first year or whatever.
That Houston Texans cupboard is not bare.
No,
if outside of Davis Mills,
it's a Schiano show there, though.
But outside of Davis Mills, if you can get a quarterback to come in and play for
That's
that
what
team,
they said.
They're about to get a quarterback,
which is most likely going to be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young.
Yep.
And that doesn't suck.
So if you get one of those,
it does for Titans fans,
right?
This team, if he could build on what Lovie Smith built on that second half of the season for that Texans team. That Texans team is going to be really good next year.
Right.
I'm talking about
blasphemy.
Here's what I'm thinking. When I say really good, I'm talking about like look at Detroit this season. Look at what they were 2 years ago. Look at what they built into this year. Build onto a 500 football team because again, that's what we said coming into that last game with the Titans. This Texans team is not bad.
Do you think they finish higher?
Go ahead.
Than second?
Texans?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
So how good is
in the division?
Yeah, in the division. How good is
in
good?
the AFC South?
In the AFC South. I still think it's Jags and Titans. I don't even know. We don't even know what the Titans are going to do. But I still think it's Jags and Titans right now.
There's no word on an OC yet either.
But saying that you're third, remember, if you say 500,
I don't think they'll be better than the Colts.
If they're 9-8, then they have playoff potential because we've seen that. I mean, look at what happened with the NFC East. You had almost every single team get into the playoffs. So saying you're third in the division could still mean that you're a wild card team.
That's true, but it's going to be one team getting in from the AFC South. That's what I think. Now, I'm not jumping out there and
it's hard to have this conversation because we have no idea what the Titans are.
We don't know where the Colts are going to be. We don't know where the Texans are going to be. We don't know where the Titans are going to be. We know Jacksonville is set.
Right.
And as currently is constructed, Jacksonville will be first.
Yes. And we probably know what the Texans might be because of their draft position and their ability to draft a quarterback.
And so with that, it's still a learning curve with that new quarterback coming in. Coach more ready to go if decisions are made the right way with coach and quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure that out. I would like to see a plug and go, and they be battling for second more so than – I still think Houston finished fourth in the AFC South.
I'll say
regardless
this,
of what
though.
moves they make.
That Texans team played hard for Lovey.
So was
They did
it
not
Lovey?
quit.
So was it Lovey? Was it we salvaging a season for you? We're going to go out here and play as hard as we can when we walk in and everybody look at us as, oh, here come the Houston Texans. We're going to get if you come down there with that coach and D'Amico started off in the first 4 games, you're not going to be looked upon as, oh, here come the Texans in. Let's write this win off. You know what I'm saying? You come in with, man, it's the Texans. Like, everybody be talking like Hunk did, just like you did. Like, the Texans pretty good.
Oh, they got the roster to
You know
be
what I'm
good,
saying? They can be pretty good. So now my antennas are up. This is not a pushover game. Let me go out here and play for real. Ain't no, we're going to rest Ryan Tannehill. We're going to rest Big Jeff in this game. No, we got to play our guys to win the AFC South, like you were saying this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody in the AFC South will look at it that way. So you can't creep up on nobody.
No, you can't. And I will say that if you look by position, obviously I would say that the Colts do have better wide receiver play just because of Pittman, just because you still haven't gotten what you got out of Brandon Cooks. I think Nico Collins is a very good wide receiver that you can go with. If Dameon Pierce is healthy, Dameon Pierce was one of the best running backs in the NFL last year before he got injured. He was on his way to being rookie of the year, the offensive rookie of the year, if he had not gotten injured. So you have him, if he can continue to have the production, you argue him and Jonathan Taylor, because Jonathan Taylor didn't have a good season last year. We used to remember the whole, he's the next Derrick Henry. He didn't play well last year.
No, a lot of people said he was better than Derrick Henry.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, year before, yeah. So would you say right now, if you had to rate currently as constructed, yes, you got to fill gaps. I'm even saying with the Titans, we don't know what the offensive line is going to be. One thing, and I know Babs is saying, don't say this.
About,
it can't get worse.
It can always get worse. Don't you ever say that.
It get worse on the offensive line.
It can always get worse.
This was horrible.
Okay, no,
they ranked
but
last
Dennis
according
Daly
to PFL.
struggled so bad.
I don't think that's struggle, Babs. I think that's a bad word for it. I think you need a word worse than struggle.
Nathaniel?
No, it's not even that.
It wasn't even that.
They're bad.
I'm going to keep throwing this out till y'all agree with me, okay? Which one is it here?
Like struggle mean at some point you showing signs of turning it around. You just need a little more help.
It was worse than that. I get it. But there was nobody on this roster or this practice squad that they felt okay with putting in instead of Dennis Daly. So trust me, it could be worse. It could get worse. If that's the case, it could be worse. So don't ever say it can't get worse.
You're right. But first of all, this conversation can go in so many different ways.
It
Because you don't have as many holes to fill if you have guys that are healthy. I think it always comes back to that. Because then you don't have to start worrying about that secondary. You don't have to worry about anything actually on the defense.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just re-signing people, but that's a good worry. You know what I mean? That's a good worry. You got to really feel.
And what do you do with Big Jeff?
Big Jeff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's a good problem to have.
This is a crazy offseason for this Titans franchise.
It is. It is. Because if you could fill holes on the offensive line, I'm okay with running it back with healthy guys. Not
with
on
a
the offensive line.
With a Derrick Henry,
Traylon
with
Burks,
a healthy Traylon Burks, with a Kyle Phillips possibly able to show what he can do.
Yeah.
You're okay with that.
Yeah, let Swain go, keep Hooper. Like I'm liking it.
The part of this about the Titans that you have to remember as well is before you can talk about who you're going to get, who you're going to sign, all of this, they still have to get under the cap. They still have to get under the cap.
To me, that's the good word.
Right now, the Texans have $39 million in cap space.
Yeah.
The Titans are at plus $23 million.
Yeah.
The Texans are in a better spot to sign players right now than what the Titans
Rand
are.
Carthen has his hands full.
He does. Ain't no question about it. One thing we know, he's okay with going about an unorthodox way of figuring it out too.
Yeah.
Just by his resources that he has and people that he looks to for leadership and mentorship. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
This is a pivotal offseason for this franchise.
Question.
I mean, it's so
Without
pivotal.
question.
But that's why I look at it and I say it's not a complete tear it down rebuild. I don't feel that it's a complete tear it down rebuild. And you know what else we haven't even talked about, because I feel like you can't talk about it until, I mean, I guess you can talk about it, but you don't know what it's going to look like until you figure out what the Titans want to do at the quarterback position and what they want to be offensively. But we don't even know who's going to be coordinating this offense at this point.
You're absolutely right. That's a whole nother monkey wrench in it. You are absolutely right.
And I was going to say, if it was going to be Tim Kelly, wouldn't they have already made that hire or that decision? Or I guess maybe you can't, because you don't even know. Rand Carthon just got here. What does he want this offense to look like? What does Vrabel want his offense to look like? What do they want to do? What works with the personnel? Well, you have to wait and let Rand Carthon figure it out with this salary cap, like Honk said. And figure out what they can do roster-wise before you know what you're really going to do offensively, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you have Derrick Henry. You know what your bread and butter is going to be if all of that stays.
Yeah.
But holy moly, is this a pivotal year for this franchise?
You're right. You're right, Babs. You're right.
Hey, Jim Wyatt's going to come on.
Oh, we're going to let him jump in his mailbag. Maybe we can throw some letters in his mailbag that he can answer for us, too.
He's going to talk about the turf. He's also at the Senior Bowl. And then when we hit the 5 o'clock hour, your phone calls, I promise we'll get to you, 615-737-1045. Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com from Mobile, and the Senior Bowl is next.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. I'm here to tell you about sexy. Yeah, you probably like, what do you mean sexy? Bringing sexy back. That's what I mean. Yeah, Awaken 180 weight loss. It is a journey. Yes, secondary. Awaken 180. The specific program is the at-home program or the Awaken 180 at-home program. Any way you look at it, let me tell you about my journey. I needed to make a change, man. I jumped on there, and it was sitting at 300 pounds on the scale. I said, oh, no. This ain't Big Slay. I like the big in front of my name, but I just don't like everything that come with it. And I knew in my playing days, it was easy to stay in shape. I was young. My metabolism was on fire, constantly moving. Simple. Now that I'm older, I'm in this media world, I'm sitting most of the day. I can eat. I can't really eat like I used to. Matter of fact, a lot of people can't eat like I used to. But the weight I've lost so far, let me tell you, 23 pounds down to 276. Well, 24 pounds because I'm down to 276. And you can add up the rest, man. I'm going to keep going. And that's only in 3 weeks. I'm getting down to my goal with choosing Awaken 180 weight loss. You can dive into as well. Make it real simple. Listen, Awaken 180 weight loss, the long-term solution for weight loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Brentwood Jewelry, Valentine's Day is coming up. Also, Mother's Day. Lots of reasons for you to have a jeweler in your life, and these guys are the best. Brentwood Jewelry, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. 7012 Church Street is the address. Website, BrentwoodJewelry.com. I get tons of watches from these guys and absolutely love it. So that would be a great gift idea if you're a female looking for a male, or vice versa. New hours, I want to tell you about that they are implementing so they can spend more time with their family in the coming year. They're still open regular hours, Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays 9 until 4. Always a click away, BrentwoodJewelry.com. Brentwood Jewelry makes finding the perfect Valentine's Day gift easy. Stop by to find a one-of-a-kind gift for that special someone in your life, whether you're looking for a custom design engagement ring to take this Valentine's Day over the top, or a one-of-a-kind Salome earrings or necklace combo or separate. Brentwood Jewelry will not disappoint. Ladies, don't forget the guys in your life for Valentine's Day. Get them an elegant timepiece that matches their personality and lifestyle from Brentwood Jewelry's line of pre-owned Rolexes to the sports look of auras, no matter what their style is. Brentwood Jewelry has the perfect piece to celebrate them this Valentine's Day. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Welcome back in, baby. Yes, 3HL. It's been hot. It's been hot on the show today. Hot topics all around, man.
I was gonna say, it hasn't been hot outside.
No, it's definitely not hot outside. It's a little cool, man. But, you got Babsy right here. You got Joe Hunk. You got Big Slay right here. And also, we got joining in from hot and steamy Mobile, Alabama,
Jim
Wyatt. What's up, Jim Wyatt?
How you guys doing today? I'm kicking myself down here. I didn't wear shorts to practice today because it's been steamy, I have to say, a little muggy. So picking myself, I've got on the jeans today. I should have broke out the cargos since they're still in style.
I was going to say, because we saw some video from there. Looked nice, blue skies.
People in short sleeves.
All of that. Yeah. Hey, Jim, before we hop into Senior Bowl, let's start with the news that came out from the Titans that they are going turf in 2023. And I want to ask you about the research and the studies they did on injuries and lower body extremity injuries that prompted this decision.
Well, I think this was was a long time coming. I mean, you guys have been around long enough to see the struggles of, the Nissan Stadium turf, in December, in January, probably even earlier than that. And, tried to resign, tried different things to find.
Jimmy,
you know what, Jimmy? Yeah, hang on. Sorry, we have a bad connection. I'm going to get Hunk to hang up and try you again and see if maybe we can get on a different line. You just sound kind of robotic.
You know what? Sometimes
Digitized.
I do that with my Bluetooth. When my Bluetooth is connected, sometimes you got to put on speakerphone, then go back to Bluetooth. Sound like
to clear it out.
Yep. Sound like you're underwater or in the hallway or
he sounds
somebody
like
trying
he's
to
in a tunnel.
take over your life. Lamont Stars or some of Space Jam. Ain't no telling, but
my Bluetooth in my car does that,
Yeah.
and I can't understand anything anybody's saying.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Yes.
But, yeah.
All right, so we'll check back in with Jim Wyatt. Hunk is calling him back, but he is in Mobile at the Senior Bowl where it's nice and it was sunny today, and they wrapped up practices for the day. He's back. Jim Wyatt, do we have a better connection, hopefully?
Yeah, hopefully this is better. I'm on a regular.
Yeah,
hopefully this is better. Yeah, I'm on my regular phone, just leaving practice down here, and I know Don, you asked me about, just about the research that went into this decision, and I think, as you guys know, dating back to the early years of the stadium, in November, December, especially January, you saw all kinds of trouble with turf and having to reside, and a lot of players slipping and really bad parts of it. I think that started putting into some people's minds in the last couple of years that there's got to be a solution to this. And, the Titans put in some turf, it's a special turf that they put into the bubble last year. Mm-hmm. It's not the rubber turf. It's really more of, I think, a coconut that's in there. But that has gotten good reviews from the players. And you're right, Don. I mean, some of the research that went into it as far as lower body injuries at Nissan Stadium compared to, not only other grass fields, but other turf fields across the league showed you how high the number was at Nissan Stadium. And, I've seen a lot of research, and I know the players who have suffered torn ACLs and had other injuries at that stadium. I know that all of that went into the decision to switch. And I know when people hear you're going from grass to turf, the automatic thing that comes to people's minds are this is a bad thing. And I know players have been hurt on turf before. Players have been hurt on grass as well, and especially on bad grass. And I think all of that went into the team's decision to make this move. And I think it will be a good thing in the long run.
Well, come 2026, new stadium, we're assuming that will probably be a turf field as well.
Yeah, and I think, and we'll see what the technology is like then. What's going on here is what's called a monofilament matrix helix turf with an organic infill. Again, it's what they have in the bubble, but no other team across the league. And I think people say, well, look at this turf. This guy got hurt in Foxborough. This guy got hurt in Indy. Mm-hmm. This guy got hurt in, Vegas. I mean, this is a different surface than any of those fields. It's going to be the only, field in the league that's going to have this kind of turf. And then what happens when the team moves to the new stadium in 2026 or 2027. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be this, because who knows what's going to happen 4 or 5 years from now. But I think right now, the current time, this is the best thing out there, and that's why the Titans are going to it.
No doubt. Jim Wyatt wrote a great piece on this. Go check it out. TennesseeTitans.com has all the information on the switch to turf for 2023 for the Titans. Good stuff there. All right, Jim, Senior Bowl, what stood out to you so far day one?
Well, I spent a lot of my time doing interviews and writing. To be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to watch a whole bunch of practice. I watched some of the practice that just ended. I talked to Rand Carthon before practice. And wrote a story on him on TennesseeTitans.com, and it's pretty neat. He talked a lot about his background and just how this job kind of had been a long time coming for him. He talked about when he was back in middle school or junior high, when he used to record every draft and used to buy Athlons and Street Smiths and research and used to project where he thought guys would go, and now here he is all of a sudden, a GM in the National Football League. And I think he felt like everything he did leading up to this hiring, kind of helped him. He continues to talk about, being inclusive and collaboration, and even said somebody in the building, one of the younger scouts, I think, said, "Hey, I'm excited to work for you." And he said, "No, I'm excited. You should say I'm excited to work with you, because we're all in this together." And I think that's been made even more clear after talking to him today. So talk to him. I just talked to Hendon Hooker just a little while ago. Going to write something about him. I watched kind of him interact with some of the players who are taking part. Hendon's got a big brace on his left knee, so he can't do anything. He's still a ways away from being able to do anything physically, but he's still very involved in meetings and practices. I thought the second practice, from what I saw, was a lot cleaner than the first one. That was the American team versus the national team. I'm keeping my eye on the receivers, keep my eyes on the offensive line, and this is kind of just the start of it. But it was action-packed day, certainly.
Man, appreciate that, Jimmy. You keeping us abreast of what's going on. Like, is it anybody that just stuck out to you this early? Whether it be the interviews that they're going through or the little bit of practice that you've seen so far. Anybody just jump off the field at you?
I can't say, Max Duggan is the one who is probably the most arrived with the most notoriety because of his appearance in the the championship game and the great year they had. So I watched him. It's hard for me to really say yet. It was the first practice, again, wasn't that clean. I thought the second one was better. The big tight end from Alabama, was impressed with him. It's some big, good-looking prospects, certainly, the teams are being able to choose from.
Like that, man.
Good stuff. All right, Jim, we'll let you go enjoy the warmer weather there in Mobile. Meanwhile, school's canceled here, and we've got ice on the way in about an hour. So I'm glad you're there, Jimmy.
Okay, y'all be safe, and maybe go on a sleigh ride tonight. So y'all have a good night.
Appreciate it, Jimmy.
Nice. Thanks, Jim. There you go, Jim Wyatt. Go check out all of his information, his pieces. Does a great job, TennesseeTitans.com. When we come back, 5 o'clock hour is up. We'll take your phone calls. We'll talk more about this transition to turf. We'll talk about the Senior Bowl and what's going on there as they have wrapped up practices. Hendon Hooker spoke to the media. Max Duggan spoke to Ramon, Kayla, and Will this morning. So we'll have some of that audio in the next hour as well. And Mike Keith, the VOTT, will join us. That's coming up. 3HL 104.5, The Zone.
You talk about family, then you're talking about Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Then you put all that together, you got a company that's been in business for over 10 years, people. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, family responds promptly to issues and gets the problem resolved quickly. And you better believe Kevin and them are always going to respond. You can depend on it.
They have the best customer service.
That's
the
right.
best. You need repair work? They offer free service calls with their repairs and
Repairs.
with their repairs. You know what? They're going to service you a heck of a lot better than I'm going to speak on the radio today. Low monthly payments, too. They offer that on those repairs. And let's say you need a new unit. Let's say it's 25 degrees tonight and your unit goes out. Well, guess what? Spring Hill Heating and Cooling offers 60-month no-interest financing to help take care of you so you can take care of your family.
And you know they're proud to be a York certified comfort expert company, and they always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, available anytime at springhillac.com, Babsy.
Call them.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. Earlier today, the Titans made an announcement that they will be transitioning from the grass turf at Nissan Stadium to a Matrix Helix turf with organic infill. That is going to be the exact same system that they have currently inside the bubble at St. Thomas Sports Park that you just heard Jim Wyatt talking about. Also, congratulations to the legend that is Tyler Huntley for getting invited to the Pro Bowl with just throwing 2 touchdown passes in the 2022 season. I mean, that is GOAT status. Derek Carr, as well as Trevor Lawrence, will also be added to the Pro Bowl. And just a couple of days ago, he was sitting beside Ron Slay, and now Tom Hart could be Chip Carey's replacement for the television broadcast of the Atlanta Braves games. Multiple Brave sources are saying that he is in the running and is part of the final few that is interviewing for the job. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and also home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back, 3HL 104.5 The Zone, 5 o'clock hour on this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, Dawn Davenport, alongside the Ron Slay. This is 3HL, baby.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at power forward.
You gotta mix it up.
He just been going the same one the whole way.
I just
Stop
went the
this.
same
Stop.
book.
Y'all better buck.
You've done the same Ron Slay intro for the last 3 hours. We have like 8 to choose from.
I feel like I'm getting scolded right
You
now.
are.
Rutherford County's out of school tomorrow. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, so's Murray County, a bunch of them. Oh, hey, there we go, Hunk. There we go. Up your game.
Does that make up for it?
Makes it better. That's better, Hunk.
Okay, thank you.
Babsy's in the building.
There we go. That's better, Hunk.
That's bunk. That's bunk.
None of that
Twitch, please.
bunkness, Hunk.
Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Twitch, please. By the way, you can catch us on Zone TV.
That's
on
right. YouTube,
Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook.
and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
You can't say it, Babsy.
I don't even know the list. What are we talking about? Usually that's Mayor's job. Brent Doherty, our fearless leader, is on assignment. He should be back soon. But until then, we'll take you through this 5 o'clock hour. Slay mentioned our favorite listener, Laura. Sorry, we're not allowed to play favorites, are we?
Yes,
but
we are.
yes, Laura said that Rutherford County schools are now out. I think that this ice, this sleet ice, all of this freezing is supposed to start in about an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that right, Hon?
Right as I'm driving home.
Hey,
Yes.
you need to be safe. Are you okay to get home, you think?
I mean, I have 4 wheels on a car. I think I'm okay.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Hon.
I mean, it's an electric car. How bad could it be?
No, it can always get worse. How many times do I have to tell everybody that?
How bad could it
Nobody's
be?
listening to Babsy on that.
I know. So some of our school closings for tomorrow, for Wednesday, Bedford County, Benton County, Cannon County, Cheatham County, Christian County, Clarksville, Montgomery County Schools, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland County. Cumberland University opens at 11. Now that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody else is out. University is like, hey,
You
you
go to
just
school
come
for 3
on.
hours.
Right?
Who's going
Yeah.
to school for 3 hours?
Come on now. Franklin County, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Jackson, Lewis County, Lincoln, Marshall, Murray, Moore. What else do we have? Overton, Perry, Putnam, Robertson. Says daycare is open, by the way. Stewart, Sumner is closed. Trousdale County, Trigg, Warren County, Weakley, White, and Williamson all closed tomorrow for school because of possible ice and sleet and slippery conditions. So everybody be safe out there. It looks like that is about to roll in about an hour. I feel weird doing like weather updates. This is Mayor's job. Yeah.
You did a great job, though, Babsy.
Yeah, thanks.
No
Nailed
flags
it.
thrown on
I'm
you or
done.
nothing.
I'm done for the
Party's
day.
over. That's it.
Just kidding.
That's all you get.
Yes. Man, so it's been a busy day.
It has. It has.
Breaking news, mayor's gone. Breaking news left and right. The Houston Texans have found themselves a head coach. They hired D'Amico Ryans, the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator, 38 years old, former linebacker, played for the Texans for 6 years of his pro career. So obviously headed home. He knows that organization and that franchise well, was a linebacker at Alabama back in the day. And they offered him or signed him to a 6-year contract, 6-year deal. So the Houston Texans have their brand new head coach. Apparently, the Denver Broncos are about to have theirs too, according to Adam Schefter. It's going to be Sean Payton as soon as they figure out what kind of draft picks they are going to send to the New Orleans Saints to be able to hire Sean Payton.
That is correct.
So that's been a big story today. The Tennessee Titans switching to field turf next year. And then, of course, the new stadium set to be ready in 2026. We talked to Jim Wyatt, who's at the Senior Bowl, and that's the other story going on. Senior Bowl is rocking. We've got a ton of crews there. The morning show's there. Ramon, Kayla, and Will are there, which they chatted with Max Duggan this morning.
Yes,
I love
they did.
that. We'll hear a little bit of that coming up here in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll check in with VOTT here in a little bit, too. But do you want to do phone calls real quick?
Let's
while
do
we
some
have
phone
time?
calls, Babsy. Get the
Okay,
people
because
on the
Mike
line.
Keith is coming up at about 5:20, 5:25.
Yep, that's
right.
cool. Let's get on the line.
Okay, let's. Mike has been on from White House. He's been waiting for a while. So, Mike, let's chat. What's up?
Hey, appreciate you guys taking my call. I really enjoy the show. You guys make radio fun to listen to.
We appreciate you.
Hey, so I know, Don, you don't agree with the trade for Sean Payton, giving draft picks and whatnot. But I don't know if you remember back in the early 2000s when Tampa Bay traded the Raiders for John Gruden, and they gave up a king's ransom for him. It was like 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and they paid him like a chunk of cash, too. I don't know how much they gave him, but they ended up winning the Super Bowl that same season.
Yep.
Oh,
You're
that's
absolutely
right.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, so, a coach, I mean, that could be – it sounds like they're not going to be having to give up as much as the Bucks did, but, it could pay dividends for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just pulled up,
Tampa Bay.
yeah, what they gave up, because that was 2002. God, they destroyed the Raiders 48-21 in that.
Yeah, because
Super
that was
Bowl.
his old team.
Yes, that was his total. Yes. How do we forget these things?
There's some conspiracy theories behind that as well.
Yes, there is. So what did they give up? Where is it? Oh, come on. Just give me the. Dang. That was 20 years ago, y'all.
Yeah. Really not that long ago. 20 years, not that
That was the
long
last
ago.
Super Bowl that happened while I was in high school.
Dang, honk.
Sorry, didn't mean to throw that out there to make y'all feel old or something.
That's cool. I was probably getting ready to host a party in my apartment in Knoxville at that time.
I bet you were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll find it in the next break. You guys don't want to listen to me trying to find what Tampa gave up
That's
for
cool.
that. But what about NFL coaches traded for draft picks? Like, it doesn't happen very often.
No.
2006, Herm Edwards, New York Jets to Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that one either.
99, Mike Holmgren, Green Bay Packers to the Seahawks. What else? Yep, Gruden to
That's some big
they
time
don't have
trades right there.
they don't have the
Got the year or whatever, the package deal.
So,
that went-
compensation Al Davis got for John Gruden. You got it?
I do have it as
2.
well.
Go.
2 first-round draft
Yes.
picks, 2 second-round picks, $8 million, and the Bucks got John Gruden in return.
Oh my gosh, he's
like-
right. That was a ransom.
That's how you go get a job done and go get you a Super Bowl.
But it freaking worked. You're
Go get
all
your
about it.
Super
You
Bowl.
say a coach matters that much. I say in this day and age, in the professional ranks, no.
Yeah, I think you gotta have him. You gotta have a coach. Look how many situations have come down to coaching in the last 2 years. If you're just thinking back to it, you know what I'm saying? Like how many times a coach could have changed the outcome of a game
Yeah.
by simple things.
So,
But see, these all happened a long time ago. Like
Yep.
the Herm Edwards was what most recent. That was 06.
the two draft
2006.
picks that the Raiders had in 2002, Philip Buchanan as well as Napoleon Harris, a cornerback and a linebacker. But in the 2003 draft, one of their first-round picks was Nnamdi Asomugha.
Huh?
Man, Philip Buchanan was a dog, too,
Yeah.
cornerback. Whew, straight out to you.
Dang.
Man, you had some talent then, boy. Goodness gracious. Ooh, that was serious.
2000 Belichick, New York Jets to the New England Patriots.
There you go.
He never even coached for the Jets. I think he was there for like a week.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's talk about winning. You want to win? Get your coach that can get it done.
Huh.
Players play the game. Somebody got to coach them, though.
Oh, he resigned when he was supposed to be introduced as Jets coach.
I think that might have been in the documentary.
So coaches will be almost about to be announced as the next head coach, and then right before they go on stage, they pull back and say they're not going to do it.
Oh, wait.
That happens?
Jason Witten? Wait.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen here in town at Lipscomb?
Still.
Dawn figured out what I was saying.
I knew exactly what you were going
we
to.
did.
Yep. Interesting.
Well,
Now they have Kevin Mawai.
yeah, good hire. Really
Love
good
him.
hire. We're gonna see if that works out. You got
I don't know if it's good hire because I don't know anything about Kevin Mawai as a coach. I know him as an NFL guy and a leader in that locker room when he was with the Titans because he was there when I first got to town. So he was one of the first players that I would always go to for questions and all of that to pick his brain about stuff. He was amazing. I don't know how he is as a coach.
Well, I
though.
do know Lipscomb has a culture in place there, left by Trent
Right.
Dilfer, and a boatload of talent. I mean, from dating all the way down to the sophomores, guys that's going to be a sophomore next year. So
Based
they got
on
some
recent
different
history,
talent.
though, Slay, this also sets him up to be the next Titans interim coach if Coach Vrabel ever goes anywhere based on the Colts standards.
Yeah.
The Colts standards are not the standard.
That is most definitely not. You got to be on the jet making those.
Yeah. All right, one more
decisions.
call.
Right.
One more call, and then Mike Keith's coming up. Is Hunk going to get mad at me?
Probably so.
All right, Dr. Detroit, you're on the clock. Hit us.
You said Dub?
Oh, did he drop? All right, Dante, you're on the clock.
Yo, hey, I feel like, 104.5, y'all keep me from having road rage because I'll be out here monster truck road rage mad if I didn't have y'all to listen to. But I got a few things. Here we go. If Tanner Kill does not restructure that contract so we can keep some money here, how would y'all feel about trading him then? Other part, Max Duggan. Get that man here in that two-tone blue. We can tighten him up all day. Number 3, what would it take to holler at those boys over there in San Francisco since they got 3 quarterbacks on deck and see if we can pull one of them over here to the Titans? That's all I got.
All right, thanks, Dante. Just real quick, yes to restructuring Tannehill. Max Duggan, I don't know. We'll have to see, but we'll hear from him coming up later in the 5 o'clock hour because he talked to our morning show.
Yep.
And those 49ers quarterbacks, Trey Lance, there's zero value in him, right?
Yep, all hurt.
Well, the biggest thing for the 49ers now is the fact that the injury that they're dealing
Right.
with, they're not going to be as forthcoming with the trade as it would have been if he would have stayed healthy.
Yes. And so Trey Lance has zero value. Brock Purdy is injured. You have no idea. Complete tear of that UCL, which means surgery and a 6-month recovery, right?
Yes, if they go the surgery route, the reason why you're like, what's a UCL? That is Tommy John surgery is what they're
Exactly.
talking about.
Yes.
If he has to have surgery,
Now
it's
pitchers
Tommy,
come back from it.
Yeah, it's
so.
Tommy
They're
John
stronger.
surgery. They're trying to not have Tommy John surgery where he can just rehab it and be back in 6 months. If they have Tommy John, it could be much longer.
Yes. And then third, Jimmy G. Nah, we're good.
Yeah, we straight with Tannehill. Jimmy G.
He is Tannehill. It's the Spider-Man meme.
Yes.
They are each other.
Fox next.
Still, I got wings. 3961 Nolensville Pike Plaza Mariachi. 123 Ewing Drive is another location. And the new location right there, the food truck running and spitting out all kind of good wings. White House, 2500 Highway 31 West, White House, Tennessee. Now get on over there, man, and tell them people you want the Ron Slay special. That's right. It is Ron Slay talking to you, and I eat it so much, it is a Ron Slay special. And even on a diet, even on a lifestyle change of eating, you can still go get some still I got wings, and I would too. Because Tuesday, 69-cent wings, baby. Yeah. The sweet and sassy, the home of sweet and sassy. That Ron Slay special, that offers a whole different flavor. Yeah, sweet and sassy with the lemon pepper drizzle, Cajun ranch fries with the cheese melted on top. Whoa! It sounds good even reading it. I could almost taste it. You get over there and taste it, man. Tuesday, take advantage of what they got going on. 69-cent wings. Don't go in there and say, let me get all flats. Just go in there and get them good wings. It's still I got wings. Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, brought to you by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Babsy's in with me, Ron Slay, and Joe Hunk behind the glass. Mayor is on assignment right now. We got a lot of things that we've hit on today. A lot of things to be covered. Very busy day, Babsy. But you top that day off, get a little relaxing.
You bring on the VOTT.
You bring on the VOTT. Mike Keefe, the voice of the Titans down in Mobile, reporting live, or just talking to us live right now. What's up, Mike? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine. How is everything there?
It's cold, Mike.
You don't want to know.
Kind of a mess?
It's almost.
It's a hot mess that's not hot.
Okay. I heard something, but I didn't know if it had hit yet. That's why I was asking.
It's on the way. It's the temperature, I think, outside is 32 right now, and 6 o'clock, I think everything is supposed to just kind of shut it down.
I mean, it's like short weather there, right?
The latest update says that.
I mean, but nobody dressed like it's short weather. We look like tourists who've never been to the beach before. I'm wearing a sweater, and my face is burned. Coach Mac's face is burned. Red's face is burned. So it's not. It wasn't supposed to be as warm as what it is. They originally said like 68 and overcast, and it was very, very hot. So better than there, but not as fabulous as it might sound because we were not prepared for it.
Mm-hmm. You don't get to enjoy the weather. That's what you're saying.
That's right. Yes.
No, we just sat and just barbecued. Pretty much what it was.
Just read.
Well, it was day one, though. You got 125 prospects there in Alabama for the Senior Bowl. You've got all the coaches, all the scouts. It's a fun time, and we talked today about how big this offseason is for this franchise, for the Titans, with a brand new GM and Rand Carthon. I know he was making kind of the media rounds today. He was with Buck. He was with Ramon, Kayla, and Will. I saw him, I think, sit with Adam Schefter for a little bit. Just curious what you have seen from Rand in his first Senior Bowl.
Well, we're getting ready to post an interview that I did with him at TennesseeTitans.com where we just sort of talked about his first 10 days and the fact that he's now sort of getting to do general manager stuff because it was get to know everybody, spend time with everybody, find your way around, move your stuff in, get 8 million text messages from people congratulating you and people who want jobs. And so now he's sort of into the thick of it. I mean, this is where it kind of really starts for him. I think he's very enthusiastic about that. And, he understands what this is all about. He spent a lot of time today watching the big people go at it one-on-one. And I think from the Titans' perspective, if you just do the percentages, the big people probably figure to be the biggest area from Mobile that they potentially could draft. Now, doesn't mean there's not a running back or a corner or a receiver. Not saying that. I'm saying if you just took the large percentages and for what the value is towards need, particularly understanding salary cap limitations that are going to come into being, the bigs are a big part of it. Meat and potatoes, as I like to call it. And he spent a lot of time watching the one-on-ones between the O-line and the D-line, along with other things. But, clearly I think that's an area where you want to gain an understanding of who's who as you go forward. Don't know if they're first-round picks here. Don't even know if they're second-round picks here. But you can find tremendous value, just like they did last year with Nicholas Petit-Frere in the third round.
Yeah.
Well, and let's be honest, they got a lot of holes to fill across that line. So
they do,
from a depth standpoint too.
Yeah, from everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of the decisions that are going to be made about salary cap things and keeping certain contracts, cutting people, restructuring contracts. I mean, whatever you're going to do, extending contracts, whatever. A lot of it is going to determine what you have to take in certain spots. and they need outside linebacker help. They need offensive line help. They need centers. They need guards. They need tackles. I mean, they need some of everything. I mean, they're going shopping for everything, and you can find. They're maybe the best center in the draft is here, John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota. Yeah. And he's probably not a first-round pick. He may not even be a second-round pick. But you've got an early third round where, you could take him and if Ben Jones doesn't come back, then you might have your center or, you might be able to play him at guard if Ben Jones comes back or if you just decide you need him to start with at guard. That's the type of thing you're looking for down here. And if you do well in the draft, generally that day 3 stuff you identify very, very well. This is a place to identify it because a lot of these guys are grown up. They're not 20 years old coming out after 3 years. Some of these guys are 24 years old and have played a ton of football. I mean, we're seeing players – because of the COVID year, we're seeing players who have appeared in over 60 college games. So could you find
Schmitz is one of them, right?
Right.
That guy was there forever.
That's tough.
Yeah, he's been playing since Murray Wormuth was the coach in 1960. This is a guy. There is a reference that went over 99.
I was just going to say, the 60s.
Yes, right. But the whole thing, there's one guy out there who knows who that is, and he's feeling so smart. But this is a guy who might be plug and play because he's like a grown-up man. He's not a kid still trying to become that. He understands what it takes. And what I saw from him in practice today, it's like, yeah, that dude gets it. Mm-hmm. That dude's going to go somewhere and play right away.
And you got to kind of do a deep dive into these big guys early because this will be the last time you get to see them, unlike the skill guys, you get to see them in certain situations, one-on-ones, and you can kind of get a feel of how they do. But contact in the trenches, last time you get to see them until a time like camp, right?
Well, that's 100% right. And that's a big part of it because one thing that you understand is, I mean, you see these guys who come out here and look like The Rock. Mm-hmm. And then you see these other guys who come in and look like, they just got off the couch after eating a pint of ice cream. and guess what? The guy who ate the pint of ice cream is better in the physical drills than the muscle man.
Right.
Because this is a game of legs. It's a game of heart. It's a game of angles. It's a game of determination. It's not a game. I mean, nobody says, oh, look, you win the contest for Mr. Olympia. Yeah. So for the people who hit somebody on every play, watching them practice and hit somebody on every play is how you make that determination. When they go to the combine, I mean, we're referencing Ben Jones. Ben Jones reportedly ran a 5.88 at the combine.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to the Pro Bowl in year 11.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, captain and
not a good player in my opinion. Not a good player, a great player, a great football player, but a better athlete than maybe what he looks like he is. This is about contact. And there were a couple dudes out there today. You're like, okay, that guy could stand to lose a couple, and they pounded dudes. Yeah. I mean, they body slammed guys. Okay, an NFL team will get them in some better shape. I get it,
right?
But when you see how they make contact and how they want it and how they drive people, you're like, that guy can play football. He's not. You're not putting him in a calendar for best body. Who cares about that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, when it comes to what your body looks like. You go out there and deliver. That's what it's about, the production, Mike. So I'm with that. Give me that pint of ice cream, baby. Let me eat up.
Well, I just think that's always, you see these rocked up dudes. And some of them, it all makes sense and it fits. And, like the best looking player in practice today might have been Eric Gray, the running back from Memphis, who played at Tennessee, then went to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're talking about a specimen. Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's 5'9", he's 212, he's put together, he's got legs. Okay. And we know he can really play. Mm-hmm. So that's one case. And then there are a couple of guys you're like, I don't know. But yet they're hitting people. They're striking people. They're putting people on the ground. They're opening holes. They're, a couple of those tight ends, man. I mean, it's a great tight end draft. Phenomenal tight end draft. And the guys down here, I think if the Senior Bowl has a first-round pick this year, which right now they're not projected to, but if one is drafted on April 27th in Kansas City, I think it may be one of the tight ends who are down here, like a Luke Musgrave.
Okay. I know there's some talk that you mentioned Eric Gray a little bit, but that running back group is a pretty deep group too.
Yeah, it's a good group. Roschon Johnson from Texas had a really good practice. Thought he did a nice job. Chase Brown from Illinois had a really good practice. Eric Gray he was on the American team. I thought Chris Rodriguez did some good things. From Kentucky. I like Chris Rodriguez. I think he's got to be a system fit.
Yeah.
But he may be a proper system fit. There were several guys who did good work. I just don't know that a running back is going in the first round because the NFL puts down the value of running backs in most situations. Most teams, and you look at the two teams that are facing off in the Super Bowl, they don't pay a running back. Neither one of them pays a running back. Both of them are teams that choose instead to use a group of backs. And so they would say to you, why draft one in the first round when we could get two or three over a period of time and stack them up? And when one's ready to go make his money, well, guess what? We just go get another one.
Let me ask you this, Mike, before you head out, is this where a lot of deals get done when you're talking about away from the physical part of football? You got all these football minds in one room, upper management down there with a little bit of time on their hands after the practice and things are done. There's a lot of conversations taking place, and this is why we start to see news coming out.
Schefter breaking all kinds of news today,
I think some of it. I don't think the coaching part of it so much, but I think a lot of agents are here too.
Yeah.
So do you start to have some conversation knowing that we are 6 weeks away from free agency? And there'll be a lot of opinions because, let's just say that a team was thinking about going out and signing a free agent running back. Well, if they're here and they see Eric Gray and they see Roschon Johnson and they see Chase Brown and all these guys that are here, maybe they say, we'll just go draft one.
Right.
We can get as good a player for a much lower cost. Now, maybe do we get the high-end production? Maybe not. But if it's for 4 times less, then we can get another guy to add to it and sort of cumulatively get the high-end production.
Gotcha.
But will there be conversations yeah, sure. Absolutely. Do people connect in certain ways? I don't know that it's anything real formal,
right?
But I think some of it starts because this is really where the league year starts.
Yeah.
The league year officially starts March 15th at 3:00. But realistically, with everyone together, I'd say it starts here.
Just curious on the way out, Mike Keith, your opinion on, you mentioned 6 weeks away from free agency. We've had a lot of callers calling in and say, okay, well, what's up with the Titans OC position? What are the names that are out there? Where no movement, we're not hearing a lot. Just your take on why.
I think you're seeing it a lot. It's very interesting with how many coaches have not been hired until today. Today's January 31st.
Yeah.
And we had two NFL head coaches hired 23 days after the season ended.
Right.
And this process is slower because what they've realized is there's no game next week. The draft is not next week. The combine's not even next week. Why rush? Why not have a conversation with a lot of different people and figure out what the best fit is? And, some coaches have slowed things down. D'Amico Ryan slowed things down. He turned down a couple of interviews and said, hey, I've got to coach this championship game. I want to concentrate on this. And you kind of admired the fact that he did this. And then obviously the situation, if you believe what's been reported, Denver desperately wanted D'Amico Ryans, and that when they couldn't get him, as they went back to him again trying to hire him, they end up making the decision to trade picks, high picks, and go get Sean Payton. So, all these dominoes falling, I think, has had to do with it. And I think that's the case with the assistant coaches, too. Because you're hearing some names being mentioned as assistant coaches now that the San Francisco defensive coordinator job is open, right?
Yeah.
And, and so what happens from here? So I think it's entirely possible that you don't see every position in the NFL filled until the week after the Super Bowl. I think it could be 2 more weeks for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and there's a lot of options of coaches at the Super Bowl.
I thought you were going to ask me about the turf. I was surprised you asked me that.
Oh, yeah. I guess, you know what? We talked this entire show about the turf. So that's probably why we were done.
Have you really?
Chatting.
Yeah, we went in about the turf.
It's been a huge topic. Like, people want to talk about it. I think it's pretty positive for the most part. So you think it's positive?
Yeah, I think it's incredibly positive.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what the new turf that they're talking about looks like. Actually, I'll go in the bubble and walk on it sometimes just to get my exercise in while I'm doing something, and my back doesn't hurt after the fact.
Oh, nice.
Before any turf I'd ever walked on for a period of time, my back would be awful the next day. So that's just personal. But the other part of it too is, I've seen every snap in the stadium. And we have just never been able to consistently grow grass. And they've tried everything, and they've had really smart people at it. I just think it's where we are in the country. It's how the sun shines. It's whatever factors in. And so we get into November and December, January, we don't have a consistent playing surface.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about safety, I think having a consistent playing surface is issue one.
Yep.
And we've just never been able to get one. And it's not for a lack of trying, and it's not for a lack of spending millions of dollars and bringing in great minds. I mean, you guys know we have beautiful golf courses around here.
Yeah.
And they've brought in all kinds of people associated with that, and they have just never been able to consistently figure out that equation through no fault of anybody's. But for the players, having a steady turf without a hole or a rut or, whatever, I think it's a much better thing. Would everyone love to play on grass in all 32 states? Of course they would.
Right.
Of course they would. I mean, we all get that. But in some cases, it's not the best option because of the things that, like what we deal with. Plus, the new turf is different. I mean, it's they have really, really improved it.
Not your grandpa's turf.
No.
That's for sure. All right. Thank you, VOTT. We appreciate you. Have fun there in a little bit warmer Mobile.
I will. Thank you.
Mike, keep Coach Mack in line, man. Don't let him be on that riverboat at night, man.
Good luck. Oh, he gone.
VOTT, don't you dare hang up. But
he's got things to do now.
Oh, that's true.
All right, we'll wrap up the show after this. Stick around. I'll tell you what won't be a problem, you winning Valentine's Day if you go see my friends at A Moment's Peace Salon in Day Spa. Woman in your life's going to love this unique and thoughtful gift. See, I'm helping you guys out here. Slay, you listening? Yes. Okay, gift cards. They can be printed directly from their website. They can beautifully wrap it up for you, give it to you for a stunning presentation. They can pair it with another gift like a robe, candle, all kinds of fun things from their gift boutique. And here's the beauty of it with A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. You can choose your budget, whether you spend a little or you go lavish, and then she can go choose from at least 10 different services all under one roof at A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Manicures, pedicures, sunless tanning, waxing, massages, facials, hair, makeup, you name it, they have it at A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Everybody loves spa gifts. The woman in your life might even like a little couple's day. How about that? You would really win Valentine's Day. We make it easy for you at A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Gift cards 24/7 at amomentspeace.com. Call them at 615-224-0770. You have questions or special requests, or just stop by. They're right there in Cool Springs at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakersbridge Avenue. Get Valentine's Day right with A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa.
Accurate Mortgage, with home prices and rates going up, many home buyers are having a difficult time adjusting to their new house payment. That's where a payment reduction mortgage from our friends at Accurate Mortgage comes in. A fixed rate payment reduction mortgage lets buyers enjoy reduced payments during their first 3 years of owning their new home and gives them the flexibility to grow into their payments. To be clear, this is a fixed rate mortgage, not an adjustable rate. Sellers love the payment reduction mortgage too because it can help them sell their home while avoiding major price reductions. So buyers get reduced payments and sellers have more net profit. What's not to love? So whether you're selling your home or in the market to buy a new one, call the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage and let them help you find the right loan solution for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
Yeah.
This is your jam. You
This
were
is
talking
my
about this
jam.
all day.
This is my jam, man. January 31st, 1987, Candy by Cameo began a 2-week run on the top of the Billboard R&B charts, baby. Yeah. It's my song, man. Shout out to Vandy over there. See if y'all going to go down there and handle business.
You danced to this song on your Instagram, and I was like, what is he doing?
That's right. Can they go down there and upset Alabama, man? Or will you turn into Candy? We want to know, man. Y'all hold it down.
There you
Listen,
go.
y'all got to join in tomorrow, man. It's Wednesday. It's
We'll
hump
play
day.
some of that Hendon Hooker audio. We'll play some of the Max Duggan audio. There'll be
That's
some
right.
more, too.
But tonight, Babsy, people need to be safe.
Yeah, it's pouring already. Temperatures are below freezing. If you're on the road, please drive slow, be safe, don't do anything crazy.
Please
and then
don't.
tomorrow, I know a lot of schools are canceled, but anybody that has to get out in it, please be safe.
Most definitely.
We love you.
Yeah, and you can always tune in to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And catch the zone all day, man. We'll be reporting live with Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and then followed by Buck Rising. You know how it goes, Blaine and Mickey. Then we'll follow up. 3HL.
3HL.
We'll cap your day off. It's
People
hump
are-
day, people.
People making fun of me. I got my coat on, my hat on. I'm ready to go, boy.
Locked and loaded. Let's get to it, baby.
Yelling
It's
from
time
the
to
door.
roll. It's time
I'm
to
like,
roll, man.
I'm scared of these slippery conditions. I'm getting out of here.
Man, we love you guys, man. Y'all
Stay
be
safe.
safe out there.
See ya.